So a couple weeks ago, I was able to check out the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and yes, I know it's been almost over a month since it last came out, and yes, I know King of the Planet of the Apes is coming out, but I still want to review this. So for these MonsterVerse movies, I really don't expect much besides a fun time at the movies, and that is very much the case with this movie. I know some people might have had their expectations high because of the highly successful Godzilla Minus One movie, but not every movie needs to be an Oscar-worthy film. I like to see these MonsterVerse films best comparable to some of the original Godzilla movies where they are a little goofy and fun, which leads me to the positives of the film. The first thing that this film does very well is that the movie is a lot of fun. It's very rare that it is a super silly movie with a giant monkey with a metal power glove fighting another monkey with a bone sickle along with a couple of big lizards that breathe atomic breath, and it makes the most of it. Likewise, the human characters are really funny in this film, and I was never really annoyed when they were on screen, and they do help Kong out at several points throughout the film. Another great thing about this movie is the action scenes. All the Titan characters have their own unique fighting style, which makes their fights interesting to watch as well. There were some moments in a couple of the fights that made me feel like I was watching a WWE match, and I was all for it. Finally, one thing I think this movie does very well is build on the lore of Hollow Earth, and it's very interesting to see how much of an impact Titans have had over the course of the world's evolution. But moving on to my negatives about the film, the first thing that I need to state is that if you did not like Godzilla vs. Kong, you're not going to like this one because they double down on everything on it. And like I said about the positives for me, it was very silly and comedic, and I understand that not everyone liked that. And so if you didn't like that kind of humor that they had in Godzilla vs. Kong, they just double down on it in this one. So if you didn't enjoy it, you're probably not going to like this one. Another big thing about this movie is Godzilla is not in the movie a whole lot, which is a very interesting choice when the movie is called Godzilla x Kong. I think they tried to do the Tony Stark and Homecoming thing and have Godzilla periodically pop in the film, but I don't think it works so well, especially when Godzilla is one of the title characters of the movie. The final thing is that there are a lot of conveniences throughout the film that quickly make you stop and think, how? This includes when Kong gets his power glove, and it does that fairly often throughout the movie, and so just so the film can keep going. And I think some of them should have been fleshed out a little bit more. At the end of the day, I had a great time with this film. I had a big grin coming out of the theater after watching it, and I feel like it's just a fun little thing you can watch in the background. For Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, and it is definitely a film that you should watch in theaters if it's still there, or on the biggest screen in your house when it comes out in digital and disc. But those are all my thoughts on Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I know it's coming out super late, but better late than never. Let me know what your thoughts on the film were, and if you prefer Godzilla or King Kong. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day, y'all.